This tutorial will show you how to use the Forest Management tool, which is one of several tools the AFOLU Carbon Calculator offers. You can use this tool to estimate the carbon impacts of forest management activities that aim at reducing carbon emissions through changes in forest management and timber harvesting practices. Before using this tool, familiarize yourself with how the AFOLU Carbon Calculator works by watching the Overview User Guidance video linked below. The AFOLU Carbon Calculator's Forest Management tool is applicable to forest management activities that reduce carbon emissions from logging practices. This tool is designed to account for reduced carbon emissions from improved uneven-aged tropical forest management practices such as selective logging, as well as reduced carbon emissions from changes in even-aged forest management practices such as extending rotation lengths. This tutorial will cover how to add a forest management activity to a project, estimate how effective the activity is by using the Effectiveness Rating Guide, and calculate the yearly benefits of the forest management activity. To use the Forest Management tool, either add an activity to an existing project or create a new project and then add an activity to it. The Add Activity page prompts you to enter basic information about the type of activity, its location, and extent. After naming the activity, select Forest Management from the Activity drop-down menu to use the Forest Management tool. Then select a geographic location. Enter the area the forest management activity takes place on in hectares. If this activity practices uneven-aged forest management, the area you enter here should be the total area managed, rather than just the annual harvest area. If you do know the annual harvest area, you will be able to enter that under Advanced Inputs on the next page. If you do not know the annual harvest area, the calculator will divide the total area you enter here by 30, which is a common rotation length in concessions that apply uneven-aged forest management practices in the tropics. Then click Save. Now the Forest Management tool requires that you enter a little more information about the activity. Under Required Inputs, there are two types of forest management that you may choose from: uneven-aged forest management and even-aged forest management. Uneven-aged forest management is more common in tropical forests and involves selectively cutting timber from heterogeneous stands. This type of management will be the example in this tutorial. Even-aged forest management is more common in temperate climates and involves clear-cutting more homogeneous tree stands that were often planted. For uneven-aged forest management, the calculator employs the approach described by Pearson et al., which accounts for losses in carbon stocks from harvesting the timber tree itself, incidental damage as a result of felling timber trees and logging infrastructure, as well as the permanent storage of carbon in long-term wood products. The Forest Management tool requires that you determine an effectiveness rating for the activity. By clicking the Guide button, you will be prompted to answer a series of simple questions about the management and implementation of the activity. The overall effectiveness this forest management activity has had in generating carbon benefits is then estimated as a percentage. This effectiveness rating impacts the final amount of estimated carbon benefits. Users may override the effectiveness rating's outputs and enter their own perceived effectiveness so long as a justification is provided. Then you must enter the age of the activity and estimate how long from the activity start date it will take to reach full effectiveness in realizing the carbon benefits from this activity. Once the required inputs fields are filled in, carbon impacts from this forest management activity can be estimated. However, if any of the advanced inputs fields are known, you can enter them and potentially refine the results. You will see that numbers already appear in many of the advanced inputs fields. These are the calculator's default values, which you may override. To reset the defaults, click the Reset Defaults button. You can find more information about the default data for the AFOLU Carbon Calculator's tools by clicking the Methods and Sources link under the Info tab. There you will find detailed information on the approaches taken and data used for developing each of the AFOLU Carbon Calculator's tools. When satisfied with your inputs, click Calculate to review results. Then, save the activity. This screen displays the activity's annual benefits as well as cumulative benefits for up to 30 years into the future. Edit the activity by clicking the Edit Activity button, or review the project by clicking the Project Overview button. From here, you can review all project activities, as well as view an informative graphical representation of project impacts. For more guidance on using the AFOLU Carbon Calculator, click on the Support tab to download a user manual, watch the video tutorials, or browse through frequently asked questions. For more video tutorials like this, click on the links below.